we're going to open Mike's presents to us. Do you see them under the Christmas tree? Okay, Pat. What do you suppose it is?
Money.
That's right. Just rip it. Oh.
It's a cookbook.
It's a cookbook.
Cooking for two.
Isn't that thoughtful?
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, well, seeing as I have the camera in my hand, okay, you can look at that later. No, later. Yes, that's right. Open that one for us, too. See, it's addressed to both of us. Do you see?
Yeah.
Okay. You're such a good sport. What is it? What is it?
It's a wooden apple house feeder.
Get it out of the box. Let's see.
A wooden apple house feeder.
Okay, take it out.
All right.
I'm under a time constraint here.
Hey, I'm going.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that unique?
You should put apple.
You stick an apple on that and then put it out. Oh my gosh. I love it.
And I needed a skewer, too.
You can't have that as a skewer. Put that back. Just put it back. No, take it back out, stick an apple on it, and go hang it up. I love you. It's going to be perfect. This is terrific. Thank you very much, Mike. Pat says thank you, too. I can't show the cookbook. He's reading it. I'm going to put this up now. And next is what I recorded earlier about my doctor's appointment visit. So enjoy. Many of you, when I did my Faces in My Home video, were asking about the portrait that was done of me, that generally is right here, in that spot right there, this one. So I thought I'd tell you about it. Tinkerlove13 did it. She occasionally does portraits of people that vlog on YouTube, and she did mine, and I thought it was very good. You'd know it's me, wouldn't you? And she sent it to me. You know, it's just another example of the kind hearts that people have on YouTube. Not everyone does, and we've vlogged about that before. There are haters out there. But those of you who subscribe to me, I need to tell you once more that I appreciate all of you, and I read every single one of your comments, as you know. I have been lax in responding to those comments, but you know, there's a vlog every day to do and videos to watch, so something has to fall by the wayside. I will try to get better, but I appreciate all of you. And Tinkerlove is a special person. Tinkerlove13. I was going to tell you about my doctor's appointment the other day. Now, I have a yearly appointment with a surgeon about my knee. I have a bad knee. And last year's appointment I canceled. Every year it's around the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th of December. And it's been like that now for 6 years. I was supposed to have surgery 6 years ago. And after waiting for 18 months, I had taken things into my own hands and lost weight and exercised and strengthened my thigh and calf muscles so that I didn't have to have surgery. So when they called me, I just said, no, thank you. I've taken care of it myself, but I have kept the appointment once a year with the surgeon so that I don't have to wait to see him if I have a crisis. So the appointment was Tuesday at 1:30, and I went and arrived and announced myself at the reception, and the woman said to me, "You don't have an appointment today at 1:30. Meanwhile, it's at the and you have to park and whatnot, and it's complicated. So I said, excuse me, but my appointment, here's my card. My appointment is at 1:30 on the 2nd of December. And she said, well, that was canceled. Your new appointment is at 1:30 on Thursday. And I said, well, when were you going to tell me? And she looked at me and she said, you mean to tell me that you weren't notified of the appointment change? And I said, that's exactly right. She says, well, did you change your telephone number? I said, no. She said, did you move? I said, no. She said, have you had a name change? And I said, no. She said, did your OHIP card change? That's our federal, the OHIP card is our insurance card. I said, no, nothing has changed. She said to me, are you enrolled in the witness protection plan? Now you think I'm kidding. You're thinking that she couldn't possibly seriously have asked me that. Well, she did. And I looked at her and I was starting to get pissed off. And I said to her, if I was in the witness protection plan, I wouldn't be telling you. Nobody called me. Nothing's changed. She said, well, would you have a seat? And I said, I don't want to wait for nothing. She says, the doctor isn't here. She says, just go and sit and we'll see what we can do. So I sit in the waiting room and I'm starting to get angry. And I wait maybe 10 minutes and they call my name. And I go back over to the counter and it's another woman. And she says to me, we didn't call you? And I said, no. She says, well, his clinics were this morning and on Thursday, but one of his attending students is here and he will see you. Is that all right? And I said, okay, because sometimes the attending students are even better than the doctor. So I go in and they do x-rays. They did 6 x-rays and I see this guy who was absolutely marvelous. Now, 2 years ago when I saw this doctor, I said to him, I think I would like an MRI. He says, MRIs are paid for by the taxpayers of Ontario. And I said, I know. And he says, well, it's a little frivolous to be using MRIs. And I said, but we don't know what's wrong with my knee. You suspect certain things, but I'd like to know for sure. And he says, well, maybe next time. So next time was 2 years later. And this doctor, after examining my knee, says that he believes it's a torn meniscus, plus arthritis, plus I have what they call bone spurs, and he showed me on the x-ray, and they're like little teeth all hanging down. He says the cartilage in my knee has reduced and that the knee isn't rubbing yet bone on bone, but almost. So he says, how would you like an MRI? And I said, what a good idea. So he says, I'm going to order one. It won't be in an emergency MRI, but you could get a call in 2 weeks or it could be 6 months. Is that okay? I said, that's fine. Not a problem. Then he apologized for the mix-up with the scheduling error. I should think so. Can you imagine, has anybody ever asked you, in all seriousness, whether or not you're in the witness protection program before? I was a little startled. What do you think of that? That's it, that's all.